This is the last leg of the series, and it happens to be the last leg of the Rideau River, where it separates from the Rideau Canal and winds its way through urban Ottawa. I think this is a pretty special stretch of the river. It's about an 11-kilometer walking route from Hogsback Falls to the outlet of the Rideau River at Rideau Falls, the spectacular curtain of water spilling into the Ottawa River. Along that route, there are many qualities that come to mind about this amazing ribbon of green throughout the capital. There are parks, big parks, very wide ones, lining the river almost entirely on both sides from Hogsback to Rideau. You know, there are some gaps, but for the most part, say on the right bank of the river, you can just basically walk from one park into another park until you reach the end of this stretch of the river. So that's where you go through Vincent Massey Park. You know, later you're walking through River Rain Park, and then finally New Edinburgh and Stanley Park near the end of that stretch of the water. It's remarkably filled with wildlife when you consider that it's a city of 1 million people, and the river winds its way through the heart of that city. And yet you will encounter, the great blue heron many times as you walk along that stretch of the water. There are turtles galore, frogs, including very large bullfrogs when you get to Brantwood Park on the left bank of the river, and many other creatures along the sides, including various birds, insects, because, of course, it's an entire ecosystem that's supported by the river and its shoreline vegetation. All of these things make a walk from Hogsback to Rideau a truly spectacular hike, if you like. And the other thing about that is that communities have transformed this river into a kind of memorial park that stretches across this distance in the city, because the shoreline features dozens and dozens of makeshift memorials for friends or relatives who have passed away. Some of these memorials are marked in dedicated benches. In other cases, there are plaques that are placed at the base of trees. There are, in fact, several official memorial sites, one of them marking the place where the Heron Road Bridge disaster occurred back in the 1960s when they were building the bridge, and it collapsed in a tragic manner and 9 people lost their lives. So in Vincent Massey Park, there's a tablet recognizing all workers who've been killed or injured on the job, but it's specially placed in a spot overlooking the Heron Road Bridge disaster from 1966. There are stories embedded in this pathway all the way through the city.